People, que pasa, sa, pase, what they do. Now, the first thing that is popping in the news is that we saw that a garbage truck basically overturned and basically take out one student and basically left the next one, INJURED, at the Carthy Primary School. We are speaking on Deanery Road. We are speaking about in St. Andrew. Now, people, when we think about this incident, we are speaking about TRAGEDY, because the truth and the fact is that these are students that are between the age of basically 6 and 12-year-old. We are talking about some primary school pitney. We are talking about some pitney that did not even start to live their lives as yet. So according to an eyewitness, and specifically the security guard at the school, he said that he noticed that he saw the garbage truck parked on the school premises for a couple of days. And he was surprised when he heard the engine of the truck starting up and it revving. So he must say, wait a minute, what's really going on? And the next thing he know is that he saw the truck take off, lit down a sign, and the next thing he knows that the truck was headed into his direction, and he must basically do a MacGyver and chuck out of the way and rate and lele. And the next thing he know, him see the truck lick one little pitney and turn over and fall upon one next one. So people, we are talking about a scene that is out of the movie. People, we are talking about a scene that would have traumatized the little pitney them in the school, point blank and period. So it was said that after everything basically calmed down and the truck basically came to a stop, two pitney were taken to the place of recovery. May I talk about the hospital, and one of the child, him hand kind of got taken off, and then there were at least two other children that were taken in a private vehicle to the place of recovery. So people, we are talking about a devastating scene. We are talking about something that would have traumatized these pitney. Now, according to the report, it is said that a 7-year-old pitney lost his life, and his name was identified as Benjamin Beer or Benjamin Samuels. I don't know which is the proper name. People, if you know, let me know in the comment section. So anyways, the report coming out of the scene is conflicting, because at one minute they are saying that it was a little boy that lost his life, and then the next minute they are saying that it was a little girl. So therefore we know it is confirmed that at least two persons, one person basically gets slapped away, or one person basically lost their life, and the next person, or at least two other persons, were also taken to the place of recovery. People, you know what I talk about. So anyways, people, the moral of the story is that this was a very chaotic scene. We are talking about ambulance, we are talking about popo, and they even said that a crane was on the scene to basically take off the truck off of the little picnic. And based on credible report, it is said that this incident took place at about 4 p.m. in the evening. So people, we are talking about prime time, we are talking about busy time, we are talking about when the school just released and rate and lele. So you know, so you have students out there, you have parents out there, you have vendors out there, and then that compounded with the fact that we are hearing all sorts of siren. We are talking about popo, we are talking about ambulance, we are talking about fire brigade, we are speaking about a whole lot of emergency crew. So people, just imagine the scene. It was chaotic. It is going to be traumatizing. It is going to be emotionally stressful for the student them at that school, point blank and period. So anyways, just based on the whole incident, the Minister of Education said that they are providing grief counseling for the students and teachers at the school, because people, based on what we hear, based on what the report said, it is obvious that it was a very bad scene. So anyways, people, like we say, there's a whole lot of things going on in Jamaica. There's a whole lot of TRAGEDY, and people, some people are saying that it is coming to the end of the world. People, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that Jamaica is getting kind of crazy? Do you think that this is just an isolated incident, or do you think that this is a sign of the times? Let me know what you think in the comment section. So anyway, people, like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Now people, before I go to the next part of my video, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. One word, Jamaica Dancehall Source. Now, the next thing that is popping in the news is that the taxi driver whose vehicle basically licked in a two pedestrian in a halfway tree, he has been officially charged. And that person's name is George Malcolm, and he was arrested just days after the incident, but he was officially charged by the Popo this weekend. And it is also said that a second suspect, I am speaking about a person whose name is Chad Ingram, he was also charged for this incident. And based on the report, it is said that Mr. George Malcolm was hired to operate the taxi, and he basically handed over the keys to Mr. Chad Ingram to drive the vehicle. And the report also stated that while Mr. Chad Ingram was operating the vehicle with some passengers, he reached the intersection of Eastwood Park Road and Arthur Tree right near the transport center, and he tried to avoid a parked vehicle, and that was when he hit the sidewalk and run into them two people there. So people, we are talking about a man that must have been speeding. People were speaking about reckless driving, point blank and period. And people, what makes this incident even worse is the fact that after Mr. Ingram realized him lit down the two people, he fled from the scene. So anyways, based on the court documentation, it is said that Mr. Ingram was charged with dangerous driving, fleeing the scene of an accident, failing to report an accident. He was also charged for operating a PPV, which I would assume is private passenger vehicle, without a driver's license and a PPV insurance. Mr. Malcolm was charged with aiding and abetting dangerous driving, failing to report an accident, and operating a PPV without a license or PPV insurance. And both men are scheduled for court on Wednesday the 30th of October 2019. So people, like me say, this also speaks about what is going on in Jamaica with the recklessness and the lawlessness of these persons, especially these taximen and these minibus drivers in Jamaica that are transporting passengers. We are talking about public passengers. So people, like me say, that is the latest news. So people, just based on the fact that these two men were officially charged, we see that the Popo is doing their job. We see that the system is actually working. Now people, when we see stuff like this happening over and over in Jamaica, we have to basically point at the system, because we see that the system is woefully flawed. We see that there is something wrong with the system when we have persons out there operating public passenger vehicle that should not have a driver's license, point blank and period. So anyway people, like me say, it is just my views and opinion, it is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. And last but not least, that is popping in the news is an update about a story that I did maybe over the weekend about an incident that occurred on Thursday or Friday. And it involves a forklift operator, and his name is O'Keefe Sewell. And it also deals with the response of his mother, and her name is Sonia Black, and also his sister, her name is Kadina Sewell. So definitely the same father. Now people, this is about an incident about a hard-working man. He is 30-year-old and he was driving a company van sometime in the rain in the vicinity of Ricketts Crescent we are speaking about in Waltham. So we are speaking about a volatile era. And what is so disturbing about this story is that based on what the mother is saying, or based on what the sister is saying, she is saying that he was driving the company vehicle. I'm not sure if it is the forklift or whatever. But she said that he splashed up some group of persons, and when he splashed up the person, them fling something. I'm not sure if it is a stone or a buckle or whatever. However, he came out of the vehicle and he said that he was sorry. However, as soon as he came out of the vehicle, he was approached by a man who draped him up, and based on the sister or mother's account, it was said that he draped back up the person, and immediately the person's crony them start to rush him and start to juke him up with some sharp object. And after that, it is said that they start to pelt some lick on the man and even dropped a building block in his head. Some people, we are talking about some people, and people like them say the devil always finds work for idlers, and people like they also say misery love company. And based on what is said in the Popo report or the mother's account, it is said that this man lived on Chisholm Avenue. So therefore he lives literally 5 minutes from where the incident took place. And people, like I said before, I don't know if he knows these persons or the persons know him, but like me say, misery love company. So I am not sure if it is a case where they seen him going to work and they see that he is a progressive person, while every day them stand up on the corner, crush out weed in them and so my point is this, whatever the case is, it cannot be justified with the fact that a group of persons rush a one man and start to juke him up and then fling a building block in him head. People, there is no justification for that. Point blank and period. So based on what the mother is saying, or the mother's account, she said that she spoke to her son about 2 hours before the incident, and he was supposed to meet his sister. He was supposed to drop off the company vehicle and meet his sister in halfway tree. However, about a couple of hours later, she did indeed hear from the sister. And when the sister called, she heard all sorts of bawling and rete and lele in the background, so she figured that something was wrong. So people, like we see, this is just another disturbing example of how somebody from the garrison can lose their life for no specific reason, point blank and period. So anyways, people, like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.